Hello, Rajni.
Hello, Sati. How are you?
I am very well. Rajni, just tell us a bit about your amazing story.
Um, it goes back to actually 2020 when I was dealing with a lot of health issues. My physical health issues, I was dealing with sciatica, herniated disc in my lower back, my neck, shoulder impingement, vertigo, and I had been suffering with PCOS from a very young age. So I had been dealing with acne throughout my adulthood. And somewhere there was a lack of confidence. And then this physical health issues actually impacted my mental health issues hugely. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, panic attacks. I think somewhere I was depressed. I was going through a lot of depression. And in 2020, I thought that if I don't know, something deep down inside was telling me that I had to do something because it is something that, either you play the victim game or you do something about it. And that's where I thought that I should really focus on myself. And it all started with my fitness journey.
Out of all the things you could have done to deal with your anxiety, what made you want to get into and this isn't just amateur fitness, is it? Because you're into it in a serious way. I've seen some of your Instagram videos and so on. You don't go to the gym to do what I do, is kind of have a relaxing couple of hours. You actually do a
Yes.
lot of workout, and you've transformed your body, beyond recognition, I believe.
Actually, when I started it, I never thought that it would be that way, but it was all just to fix myself physically. But I think when I took part in a 12-week challenge in 2021, and I think those 12 weeks really transformed me because that transformation was quite close to what you do as a bodybuilding contest prep. So that was like a shredding period. So there was a lot of I had to quantify my food, a strict regime. I think that's where the 12 weeks, the before and after, it was not just the physical transformation that mentally transformed me a lot. I think as I was getting physically stronger, I was getting a lot more mentally stronger. The feeling of, being worthy, being capable was just kicking in. Because somewhere, when you get married, I don't know, in my case, when you get married, you become a mother, you're a daughter-in-law, a wife. Somewhere, deep down, I felt that I had lost my true identity. And I think there was an energy that was, something was telling me that that was not settling for average. And that's how, when I think there's a saying, when you want something bad, the Almighty conspires to make that happen. So it started with that, but then the more and more I started enjoying weight training, I think working on yourself, and weight training is very much muscle mind connection. So that hour, and then, when you get physically stronger, I think the feeling of getting stronger, that and it helps you find your inner strength, and that's where probably it happened. And then I want to do more and more, just to challenge myself and find my true potential. So I think that is something that kept me going.
What was the reaction from your family, not just when you started exercising, but when you started to transform your body in the way that you have?
Um, I actually, it was my husband. He's into fitness as well throughout from a very young age. But as when we started together, and he's always supported me. My mother-in-law, Touchwood, she's always supported that as well. But when it was happening, I think the process, I just trusted the process, and after that, I think to be honest, I've had a huge support from my husband and my mother-in-law.
And that always helps. How have you managed to fit in this grueling exercise regime? Because you can't get the kind of body that you have by doing it in your spare time, kind of thing. How have you managed to kind of balance all those things in terms of your professional career, your family life, and what is really demanding exercise regime as well?
Sati, to be honest, I think this fitness regime has made my life more organized. I've managed my time better, a lot better. Before, I used to be, most of my hours used to be like thinking about food or household chores or, professional. But I think my regime makes me, because it's the discipline. I think everything comes around discipline, that how you fit everything into it, thinking what's your priority. And since I've taken this as a priority, I fit in along with other priorities. I know you have to sacrifice, but I think it's okay to sacrifice a bit of watching TV or being on the telephone. But it all depends, how serious you are. But it's just an hour a day. If people think I'm in the gym hours and hours, it's nothing like that. It's just an hour working on myself gives me more energy to work around.
But you've achieved immense success as a fitness fanatic. You're now an influencer. You're on social media, sharing your journey, sharing your exercises, and you've entered a lot of competitions. You've done all sorts of things. Tell us about some of those achievements.
I have been participating in online 12 weeks challenges from 2 years. So when I did my first time, I had a vision that, I want to win that challenge. So I worked for 2 years to shredding, to building muscles, and then again, sculpting. So that process, that having a vision and dividing that into smaller goals just kept me going. And so I've done a couple of online challenges, but I might do bodybuilding on stage very soon. But at the moment, this year it's on hold because I'm learning calisthenics at the moment, which is very similar to gymnastics. So that's pure body work, body weight training, and I just wanna push my barriers and uh, and just keep doing
And I
what I love
believe,
doing.
and I believe that you've co-authored a book called "Embracing Me." Tell me more about that.
Yes. That was all about how I regained my confidence because as I come from a culture where there are certain expectations that you got to be a certain way when you get married. You're a daughter, you're a daughter-in-law. So I think somewhere in that journey, I lost my confidence, my true self. So that book is all about how I regained my confidence by facing my fears. Because gradually, when I started facing my fears, that's where the feeling of me being stronger that came along, and I felt that I am worthy, worthy of everything. So that book is all about how I regained my confidence.
So, Rajni, people listening at the moment who may be feeling a little bit down, maybe, and they want to kind of do something to focus on themselves, to deal with those issues around anxiety, etc. What advice would you give them? And, particularly in how they can fit something like this into their busy schedule?
Um, so all I have to say on that is that it's never ever too late to follow your dreams, to follow your passion. There has to be something that you love doing. It be fitness. Fitness is anywhere. There are huge benefits around that, but doing something that loves you, that gives you immense joy. It's never too late to follow. And fear of judgment. I think I was living with fear of judgment and fear of failure. I think since I've started this journey, that fear of judgment and fear of failure is something that I think came with a little shift in my thoughts that I can do it rather than I can't do it, and just believing in my beliefs. Because before I think I truly didn't believe in my beliefs, and since I've started doing them, I think it gives me immense joy since I've started working on myself.
So, Rajni, what's next for you? How much more are you going to push yourself?
Um, See, it's never, I strongly believe, I call myself a student for life. I want to grow as a person. Anything that grows me as a person, I want to keep doing it. So I'm learning calisthenics at the moment at the age of 42. And believe me, since I've started doing them, my anxiety levels has really I like the way I think, the way I behave. The worry is not there anymore because I think it has turned me into a person of a resolute character. So I try to find solutions rather than seeing problems. So calisthenics is my next goal, doing to be able to do a handstand.
And I've seen some of your handstands as well, and it's just amazing. Rajini, it's been a pleasure talking to you. You're an inspiration to many people. Keep up the good work, and we hope to speak to you pretty soon about your next achievement. Thank you.
Thank Thank you so much for having me, Sati. Thank you.
Savinda Rana.
ABC Radio Dog.